So I was doing some reflecting this morning, and something that came across my heart and my mind was the fact that we can never be good enough for God. What I mean by that is a lot of people approach spirituality. They approach the journey toward loving Christ perfectly in a way where they think if they try hard enough, they can, arrive at a state where they love God perfectly and they have nothing lacking. But really, something that hit me was the whole point of the journey toward Christ is that we can't make it on our own, and it is only through the power of His grace that we are able to become more perfect. So kind of a good example of this is when St. Peter in the Gospels, he kind of approached the attitude in the way I was describing, of thinking that, he could love God enough to be a good disciple. So Peter said, I'll do any. Before the crucifixion, Peter said, I'll do anything for you, Lord. I'll never abandon you, that kind of thing. But Christ knew that Peter has limits, and Peter cannot transcend those limits without God's grace. So Christ knew full well that Peter would not be able to be a good enough disciple for Him, because God sees each of us. We have limits. There's a certain point where something is just too difficult, too embarrassing, requires too much strength, too much courage. God knows our limits. He knows we don't have the strength to do everything. So that's why it's only with His grace that He can give us the ability to do the difficult things, the supernatural things that we couldn't do with our natural strength. So I just want to invite each one of you, particularly Christians, to try to find where God is asking you to cooperate with His grace, and even ask Him for the grace and the wisdom to know in what areas do you need to surrender your life to His grace, and in what ways are you being like Peter before the crucifixion and relying on your own natural strength. And so that's just something I wanted to share with you guys.